Good evening, everybody. I'm Gary Harris. It was like pulling teeth, but top-ranked Alabama held off. Number 19 Ole Miss and did what they couldn't do the previous two seasons, start out the SEC schedule 1-0. Our Zach Tigert and Brandon Kamerman have been in Oxford since Friday, and Zach joins us now with the full story on how the Tide came back from 21 down and then almost blew an 18-point lead themselves before taking down the Rebels.
No team has beaten Nick Saban 3 times in a row since he became the head coach at the University of Alabama. But Saturday afternoon in Oxford, the Ole Miss Rebels came pretty close. With around 2 minutes remaining until halftime, Alabama was down 24-3, but quickly found the end zone twice, and just like that, the Tide had momentum, down just a touchdown.
You know, scoring right before the half, it was really huge, twice. So that was big.
The break proved to swing things in Alabama's favor. With seconds remaining in the third, Bo Scarborough gave the Tide a lead, and they wouldn't look back. Alabama found themselves up by 18, but the Rebels used some big plays to get back in it. A couple of quick touchdown strikes forced the Tide to tighten up, but in the end, a Jalen Hurts kneel-down ended things, and Alabama ended their losing streak against the Rebels after just 2 games. But winning wasn't the best part of the afternoon for Alabama. Afterwards, Nick Saban said the Alabama team learned so much in this game that he's excited for that going forward.
There's so many lessons to be learned in this game, so many lessons, so many opportunities to teach. It will be good for our staff and our players.
One player who still has a lot to learn, in part to his youth, is quarterback Jalen Hurts, who along with Damien Harris rushed for 100 yards, giving the Tide a 100-yard rushing duo for the 18th time in program history. Brandon Kamerman has more on the 2 young playmakers.
Zach, let's start with Jalen Hurts, a true freshman starting at quarterback on the road in his first SEC game. This is a guy who fumbled on his very first snap in college and came back to have a great game against USC a couple weeks ago. Today, a fumble early on again for Hurts, although Coach Saban said that wasn't his fault. That was a fault of the offensive line not providing enough protection. How did Hurts respond? In the best way possible, leading this team all over, through the air, on the ground. He had 158 yards passing, 163 yards on the ground. A learning experience for everyone, but certainly for the true freshman.
He's a great player, a great talent. He's really turned into a great leader. You know, he does a great job and trying to settle down the offense and keep us, you know, kind of calm, cool, and collected. So, you know, he's a great player, and he definitely does a lot for us.
And as for Damien Harris, yes, he played last year, but he's the starter now. And so this was really his first SEC game as the lead man in the backfield for the Crimson Tide, and he really delivered as well. He finished the game with 16 carries for 144 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Hurts, Damien Harris, 2 young studs leading this Crimson Tide offense, and both of them learned a lot today. Back to you, Zach.
Alabama did get out of the game with some injury concerns, however. Minka Fitzpatrick, Reuben Foster, Eddie Jackson, and Ardarius Stewart all got a little banged up, but afterwards Nick Saban saying that Ardarius Stewart and his sprained knee are likely the only ones that will be questionable heading into next week's matchup with Kent State. For Brandon Kamerman, I'm Zach Tigert, WVUA 23 Sports.